Good evening from Spotlight. Tourism is one of the most important industries in the southwest, but it's struggling. It's big business, the region's largest industry, but tourism is having what is being described as its toughest time in a decade. The South West Business Council has told Spotlight that staffing shortages, the cost of living and energy prices are hitting the region's tourism and hospitality businesses hard, and that pub and restaurant closures have contributed to a £1 billion drop in turnover. But first, let's go live to our correspondent Kirk England, who's on Plymouth Hoe for us this evening. Kirk. I'm joined now by Sally Everton from Visit Devon and Malcolm Bell from Visit Cornwall. Tough times, £1 billion down the turnover. I know we're talking about 4 counties there. That's from the South West Business Council, but it is tough times at the moment, isn't it?
It is tough times. I mean,
And Malcolm, how much of an impact does the weather have?
It does, it is.
Do we compare to other holiday destinations in the UK?
Everybody's got the sky.
And Sally, how do we compare to some of the budget holidays abroad? Because some people say that holidays in the southwest can be quite expensive. Everton and Malcolm Bell, thank you both very much for joining us this evening. Now, another hot topic in the coming election is housing, and the region has to balance the needs for local homes against the demands for holiday lets. Some new policies, such as scrapping no-fault evictions and the registration of new lets, have been paused until the next government is decided. Well, in a moment, we'll be talking to our political editor, Martin Oates. But first, John Ayres has been looking at some of the issues facing people in the southwest. Well, we can go live to our political editor, Martin Oates, who's live for us tonight in St Ives. Hi. Stunning there this evening. Thank you very much indeed, Martin. Well, staying with the election, the Lib Dem leader has been in Torbay today talking about the party's promise of free personal care for older or disabled people at home. Well, our correspondent Ben Walvin was there. On to other news, and the NHS in Cornwall is experiencing significant IT problems. Now, it's 40 years since a British woman last won Olympic gold in a field event, but Cornwall's Molly Cordery could be Team GB's best hope of ending that. Valiant effort. OK, this is good. A mixed netball team from Exeter is calling for more men to give the sport a try. The Devon Dynamites is in its first season, and the club hopes that having a mixed team competing in the National League for the first time will help dispel the myth that netball is a women-only sport. Andy Burkett has the story. He's such a comedian, isn't he? Let's have a look at the weather. Dan's here. Has my yellow dress brought sunshine to the forecast?
For a little bit longer. Maybe one more day.
Great.
Then all change. Thanks, Jim.
Thanks very much, Dan. And thank you for joining us this evening. I'll be back with the late news at 10:30, but in the meantime, I'll leave you with a lovely shot overlooking the Plymouth Hoe. Good night. Hello, good evening. It's been described as the toughest time for tourism in a decade. The South West Business Council says pub and restaurant closures across Devon. On to other news, the NHS in Cornwall has experienced significant IT problems today, with some operations and appointments postponed. Can't imagine why. OK, let's get the weather. Here's Dan. I think we should make the most of tomorrow's weather, don't you? Thanks for your company. Good night.